Hello, I'm Joe Tye, CEO and head coach of Values Coach. A while back, we were conducting a values initiative for a hospital, and a part of that initiative was spark plug training. That is a 2-day course on the 12 core action values where we really get people immersed in thinking about and acting upon their values. And on the first day, right up front, this woman came up to me and said, "Hello, Joe. My name is Bob, and I'm your worst nightmare." I said, "Your name is Bob?" She went, "Yep, Bob, B-O-B. Bitter old bitch." I stepped back. I said, "What?" She went on to say, "Yep, I've been a ICU nurse in this hospital for a long time, and over the years, I've earned that name, Bob, and I'm actually rather proud of it." And I said, "Bob, I'm not sure this course is for you. What are you doing here?" And she admitted that she wasn't terribly happy in her life either. And I think, imagine that. And she said she had come to our open staff session where I do the 2-hour overviews. And something clicked, something resonated with her, and she heard this little voice in the back of her head say, "Bob, maybe it's time for a name change." She went through the entire course, hardly said a word, just took a lot of notes. At the end, she just came up and said, "Thank you. I'm convinced." I've never seen her again. But about a year later, I ran into the CEO of that hospital at a conference, and we got to talking, and of course I said, "Tell me, how's Bob doing?" And he said, "A year ago, I was working with our HR department to get her out of the organization. She was such a negative influence. Today, I would hate to lose her." Now, I tell this story because it illustrates what we do at Values Coach. We help you give this incredible gift to your people of this training, but it also becomes an investment in your organization. Bob got an incredible gift. Here was this toxic, negative, unhappy person who, by connecting with and acting upon her values, by changing her attitude, changed her life and became the kind of person who, walking into a room, instead of sucking the energy out of the room, she lifted everybody up with a smile, with a positive attitude. And the CEO avoided having to replace an ICU nurse. And what's that cost in the world of today, if you can do it at all? $100,000, $150,000? Not to mention the impact of having somebody who was a drain on productivity, a drain on morale, a drain on the emotional environment of the workplace, having somebody come around and turn that around. And that's really our entire focus at an organizational level, is on what we call the invisible architecture of your organization. Core values, corporate culture, and the emotional climate of the workplace. And the truth is, you have a lot more influence over those things than many people think. And what we're really focused on helping you do is make the all-important transformation from a culture of accountability. Now, don't get me wrong, you've got to hold people accountable. And all that left brain stuff, the Joint Commission and total quality, you've got to do all that, financial management. But in the world of today, that's not enough. You need to have a culture of ownership where people aren't just renting their jobs for the paycheck. They really take ownership, and we can help you do that. Let me give you a quick overview of our process. We start by coming in and meeting with the leadership team. We really want to understand who you are, what you're about, what you stand for, what you won't stand for. We want to know what your vision, your values, your mission are. Not only that, we're going to talk to a lot of people around your organization and give you some feedback, some of which is, I'm pretty sure, going to surprise you. Then we want to work with the middle management team. We want to make sure they really understand and buy into what we're doing, and they see the personal benefit, how they can be more effective leaders by acting upon the things that we're going to share with them. The middle management group really is essential. They can prevent us from achieving optimal performance, or they can make sure that we get an awful lot out of the program, and that's why we focus on them next. Then I come back, and it may or one of my colleagues, and we'll come back and do a whole series of 2-hour overviews on the 12 core action values. This is the motivational part of the program, where we're sharing with people the benefits of the 12 core action values, how they can do a better job of being parents, managing their time, managing their money, being the people they really want to be by acting upon the things that we're going to share with them. This is how we create excitement, we create buzz, we get people talking about it. And some of those people are going to look at the job description, and yes, there is a job description for being a spark plug, look at the application form and say, "I want more." And they're going to apply. And you're going to be surprised at some of the leaders who emerge in your organization. Those people go through one or more in a larger organization, 2-day spark plug training classes. This is where we go through the 12 core action values with them. The first day we cover the first 6 values on how to build that solid foundation of character strength. And then the second day we talk about the second 6 values. How do you take action in the world? How do you effectively achieve your goals and your dreams? Then at the end of the second day we spend a little bit of time talking about what are you as a group going to do to maintain your momentum, personally and as a group within the organization. How are you going to take what you have learned and spread it and share it throughout the organization? And people come up with some great ideas. And then I typically come back, or one of my associates will come back at 3 or 6 months, meet with you as a leadership team, meet with the Sparkplug group, and see what else can we do to make sure that we're getting the most out of this investment in your organization. We also enroll every Sparkplug in our Values Coach Connect service so that they're on an ongoing basis. Every single week they're getting something from us about how to maintain their excitement, their enthusiasm in this whole initiative. And we give you a long-term license so that you can use anything that we've shared with you and new materials that we bring out in your internal training or your external promotion if that's appropriate. So why don't you give me a call? I can share with you some more examples. I can tell you a little bit more about how we help you give your people this gift that is also an investment in your organization. That invisible architecture that is so important of core values, corporate culture, the emotional climate of the workplace. Again, I'm Joe Tye, CEO and head coach of Values Coach. Our toll-free number here is 800-644-3889. So please, read some of the materials that I've sent you, the business case for values training, the special report on invisible architecture. Take a look at the workbook, the 420-page manual that we give Sparkplugs, and ask yourself, isn't this something that you'd like to share with your people? And if so, give me a call and we can explore the options. Have a great day. Keep your spark going.